Top 10 craziest Prince Harry interview moments that proved he was toxic. Starting off with number 10, media. Now, do we really need to talk about the many times this couple has brought up the royal family after stepping down? Meg and Harry managed to get a whole lot of attention after their announcement to move out of the palace, which eventually led them to stepping down. Now, obviously, the British media did not take to this news lightly, with many outlets creating stories not supporting the royals or their decision. And then they dropped the CBS special with Oprah, which caused a lot of controversy, just in case you forgot. But that wasn't even the best part. From claims that Meg and Harry got married before the televised wedding to Harry saying they were cut off financially from his dad, King Charles, the messy interview just got messier for the Sussexes. And I'm obviously not going to invalidate their experience because, well, for one, I wasn't there at all. But some claims, such as the fact that they had been married before the televised wedding, was quickly shut down by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Yikes. So the question stands, why did they decide to make some stuff up for this tell-all interview? Number 9, family drama. Where shall we begin, guys? After Harry had a discussion with Will about Meg, an argument was created, according to Spare, the memoir where Will, future king, pushed Harry onto the floor. Prince Harry talks about the hierarchy in the video and says, you know, there's leaking, but there's also planting of stories. No one knows the full truth. We know the full truth. More unwanted attention on the family with the show The Crown based on stories from the royal family is also receiving backlash on a storyline about the affair between Prince Philip and friend Penny Natchbull, which is believed to be insensitive following the passing of Queen Elizabeth in September. Number 8, deals. The couple claims to have given up a lot to start a whole new life, but did they? So far, most things they have been doing involve the fact that they haven't given up some aspects of the life they were once living. For one, the title of Harry and Meghan's foundation caused some royal drama because they were told they were no longer allowed to use royal suffixes. They eventually came to an agreement that the title will be revised after the spring of 2020. Other ways it just doesn't seem that the couple has let go completely is by the fact that they are profiting off the grief they experienced from the royals and sharing it with people in different forms, like the series, interviews, and even the new memoir, which focuses greatly on how he dealt with all the royal drama, and it doesn't really paint them in the greatest light. Another way they just can't seem to let go is through the lies they make to create stories that bring them attention. Back to the series, which was just so outrageous. There are pictures showing them leaving the castle, which they claim was taken without permission, which was later debunked by the photographer who said he had access and permission to take the picture. So awkward, because if you're gonna share an experience, the least you can do is give a truthful story with it. But what do you guys think? How long does this couple have before people become tired of this narrative, which doesn't seem to be the most credible? Speaking of the docuseries, on to number 7. Since the backlash from the interview didn't seem to do anything to Harry and Meg, it was followed by this tell-all docuseries that dives into the personal lives of the couple and their experiences at the castle, which they felt was super mandatory to share with the rest of the world. And just to be clear, this caused just as much, if not more, backlash, with more people questioning why the couple keeps sharing all these personal stories after claiming they want to keep their personal lives away from the media attention. Many people have questioned if this couple decided to drop this Netflix miniseries to make extra cash, since it doesn't seem the royal inheritances is enough to keep their family stable. And what would be better than milking the story of the royal family and exposing them for money? And then, of course, Harry targeted the British media and their attempts to exploit the royal family. During the 3rd episode of the series, Harry describes the role that royal correspondents, those who specialize in coverage and analysis of the royal family for newspapers and tabloids, play in the British media. They're an extended PR arm of the royal family, he says. There's been an agreement that's been there for over 30 years. In the documentary, Harry says he was chased by paparazzi 30 or 40 times in his youth, particularly while attending school. He said the UK tabloid media believes the royal family is theirs to exploit. The trauma is their story and their narrative to control. Their trauma is our story and our narrative to control. During the opening episode, Harry says as part of his responsibility as a member of the royal family to expose the British tabloids and how they operate. I feel as though being part of this family, it is my duty to uncover this exploitation and bribery that happens within our media. Well, you're not a working member of the royal family, Harry, and now it seems like you've joined the tabloids to exploit the royals too. Is that a coincidence? Number 6, exposing Will. Now, if you have siblings, then you know how easy it is to piss them off. The royal brothers are not any different. The feud between Harry and Will has been going on for some time now. The brothers had a pretty intense disagreement over Meghan, and when one thing led to another, Harry claimed Will pushed him to the floor out of anger, causing him to injure his back. And even though the two had to come together to unveil the statue of their mother, Princess Diana, sources suggest their relationship may never be the same again. They put on a show, they did what they had to do to make sure the day went without a hitch and said goodbye. It was nothing more, there was nothing to discuss. Things are still far too raw for William and other members of the family to entertain Harry, so it's best to let things lie for the moment. Clearly the royal drama gets pretty intense behind the palace doors. Speaking of tension, on to number 5, when his bombshell TV and podcast interviews dropped, creating a lot of controversy. Harry had to return to the UK to reunite with his family, which he only did twice. The first reunion took place in April when the Duke of Sussex flew to London to attend Prince Philip's funeral. His second trip was when he participated in the unveiling of the statue in honor of his late mother. Both times there was a lot of tension between Harry and the royal family, many who were obviously upset and angry over the fact that Harry and Meg were publicly dissing the monarchy over the past year. Although the Duke is said to have met privately with his brother William, his father Charles, and his grandmother, the Queen, during these trips, Harry himself has never spoken out about what it was like to reunite with the royals following the furious controversy that arose from his numerous interviews. I want to say it wasn't the most friendly encounter. Clearly tension was high in the palace, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Number 4, exposing racism in the family. Now this one's a juicy one. Back to the CBS special with Oprah, one of the most damaging allegations made was the couple's claim that a senior member of the royal family questioned how dark their son Archie's skin would be. Meghan claimed that there were several conversations about the color of their son's skin when she was pregnant. She refused to identify the person in question, saying only that it would be really damaging to them if their name was to be revealed. The allegation sparked a furious controversy, with many demanding to know exactly who made the comments. After the interview aired, Oprah revealed that Harry had made clear to her that the comments were not made by the Queen or her late husband, Prince Philip. She did not share any details about their identity. The catch is that Harry did reveal that there was only one conversation about Harry's skin color, not several as Meghan suggested, so we can't help but wonder who the person asking these questions or question could be and why Meghan claimed there were more conversations on the topic. Who is lying, who's telling the truth? I guess we'll never know. Number 3, Lilibet. Another controversy to add to the list. There was a debate of whether Harry and Meghan asked the Queen if they could use her private nickname Lilibet for their baby girl. The Duke and Duchess admitted they bought Lilibet Diana and Lily Diana internet domains before Harry spoke to his grandma. The couple said they wanted them to stop profiteers from cashing in, but the prince's biographer said he clearly hasn't consulted the Queen at that point. It is common courtesy to ask, and this is no ordinary grandmother. This is the Queen. The Sussexes threatened to sue the BBC after it quoted a source as saying they never asked permission to name their daughter Lilibet. They insisted the Queen was the first family member Harry called after the birth, and she was supportive of their choice. Buckingham Palace did not comment, but sources said she had been told, not asked. Number 2, canceling Harry and Meghan. Some people believe Harry and Meghan should be stripped of their titles for telling unforgivable lies, despite aspects of his own book being called into question. Tom Bower, author of Revenge, told Good Morning Britain he believed the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's television interview with Oprah Winfrey were hugely damaging to the royal family. Bower's comments were part of a debate on the show about whether the couple should be stripped of their titles over the publication of Prince Harry's memoir, Spare. The couple has also been accused of hypocrisy. Their actions have been pretty problematic in the past couple years, but what do you guys think? Are they hypocrites? Let me know in the comments. And on to number 1, financial independence. More revelations on how Charles was a dad. Harry exposed his dad for not taking his calls during the build-up to Megxit and eventually being cut off financially when the Sussexes moved to the US. He also admitted that Will and him are not on speaking terms after his father stopped picking up the phone, adding, "There's a lot to work through there. I feel really let down." According to Harry, Charles refused to continue speaking with his son about his plans for Megxit after he took matters into his own hands out of concern for his own mental health and that of his wife and son. It's really sad that it's gotten to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, my wife's, and for my kids because I could see where this was headed, he said. I feel really let down because he's been through something similar. He knows what pain feels like, and Archie's his grandson. That is all the royal English tea for today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more juicy royal updates and news on your fave celebrities. And I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.